The Diary of a Certified Psychopath. Off the crank. Whilst casting a casual eye across the mercurial surface of a certain micro-blogging platform, routinely dominated by socio-cultural extremists cooped up in heavily soundproofed echo chambers, who garner their twisted satisfaction through the systematic dissemination of incendiary rhetoric, toxic trends, and ever more polarised propaganda, just after having wasted half the afternoon debating whether the head of a praying mantis can continue to eat a three-legged lizard after having been bitten off by a potter wasp, I very nearly side-scrolled this plethora of pictorial proverbs that its pre-prompted author had evidently created to illustrate a variety of life-changing positive thought processes. Somewhat disengaged by a roster of grub trafficking duties fulfilled for Shoreham's burger-biased bon viveurs, several of whom have evidently smoked out an alternative source of swift sustenance to Uncle Mac's drive-by diner, this profoundly pensive peddler felt compelled to append a series of somewhat pedantic yet justified counterclaims. Appreciate what your parents do for you, because other people won't. A cartoon that might well have caused the renowned poet Philip Larkin to alter his brutally critical perspective on the elusive art of responsible parenting. Losers focus on winners. Winners focus on winning. Wily losers focus on commentating. Wayward winners lose all their winnings. Don't let your bad addictions control you. No doubt many qualified clinicians would argue that numerous untreated addicts end up on their hands and knees, either by virtue of the bad habit or in a desperate attempt to indulge it. However, what if you're only addicted to crawling, or merely trying to drag your controlling addiction over the edge of a cliff? Investing in your mind is the best investment you can make in your entire life, said Grok, Gemini, ChatGPT, and every other AI-powered large language model to several thousand bankrupted authors. Effort plus wrong tools equals 0 results. I'm sure I recall successfully removing several slot-headed screws with a pair of nasal scissors, and failing to open at least one bottle using every implement in a 30-piece Swiss Army knife. Perhaps technique transcends both tools and toil when seeking an effective solution. Oh, so you're the one who took all our jobs? Yes, and gave naive humanity palm-sized portals to their personal digital paradise, where phone calls, mail services, computational photography, hygienic sleep, real-time health monitoring, formerly free-to-air TV and radio stations, and music you already own, all cost at least $9.99 a month, and come with complimentary commercials. Observe these 3 mortal occupations: the critic, the talker, and the doer, and their progressively fewer amounts of exponents. Into what category would a university lecturer, TV presenter, or self-styled swivel chair life coach go, since to all 3, along with many other garrulous professionals, the talking either is or elicits the doing? Falling down is not always losing. Yes, especially when that fall comes after a slam dunk. No one can destroy iron, but its own rust can. Likewise, no one can destroy a person, but their own mindset can. Nonetheless, I'd still favour aluminium, nickel, tungsten, titanium, brass, wood, stainless steel, granite, marble, PVC, carbon fibre, along with other corrosively resistant materials to forge most load-bearing structures, or mechanical components that are at risk of severe oxidisation, not least bike frames. Happiness is something you create. By paying, either for a densely bristled broom or one of 11,000 medically proven and prohibitively expensive hair loss treatments. the perpetual stigma ascribed to male pattern baldness has indeed forged great happiness for a phenomenal number of businesses, whose founding entrepreneurs have supposedly devised the next definitive cure for this particular form of follicular dysfunction. Behold, private hospitals. The NHS version of this cartoon would picture our health secretary wringing money out of a UK-shaped sheet onto a paddling pool overflowing with patients. Some people will hate you, not because you're right, but because you're different. Indeed, those who stand out from the crowd ultimately lead it, by persuading all to be as different as they.